Welcome to Talent Caravan. Crossing the country to display Canada's bright new performers, the stars of tomorrow. Brought to you by Frigidaire, advanced household appliances designed with you in mind. Frigidaire, built and backed by General Motors. And now, here's your host on Talent Caravan, George Murray.
Are we on the air? Mr. Bakey in the control room, are we on the air? If we're not, we better be. Anyway, on the air or not, welcome to Talent Caravan, coming to you tonight from the auditorium of Sydney Academy in Sydney, Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. Tonight, we've got 5 acts for you, and out of those 5 acts, we want you to choose one to send to Quebec City next week to be our guest, and then again in Quebec City on March the 10th for the semifinals. And also, incidentally, a little later on in the show, we're going to bring you the winner of our show in Ottawa last week. Now, to get on with the show, I'd like you to meet a young fella whose name is Bobby Rudderham, and he sings Marching Along to My Red River Rose. Bobby, where you go? Bobby, how old are you?
13, sir.
13. The last time we were here, you remember when the show didn't get on the air, you were only 12, weren't you?
Yes, sir.
Are you still messing around with science?
Yes, sir.
You're sneaking into the lab?
Yes, sir.
You're messing around with test tubes? You know you're going to blow yourself up, don't you, one of these days?
I guess so.
And we need a good tenor, you know. There's not many around these days. But are you going to continue with show business?
Yes, sir, I hope to.
You hope to?
Interested in science, too.
You want to be a singer, of course.
Yes, sir.
Naturally, you got to be a tenor with a voice like that. Thank you very much, Bobby. Nice having you on the show.
Yes, sir.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
Bright sun, dry, warm wind. What a day for hanging out your clothes.
But I'm drying my wash inside. I've got a Frigidaire automatic dryer. It's fun to run, rain, snow, or shine. It dries my clothes better than sunshine anytime I want it to. See this big coiled sunshine heater? It's the heart of my Frigidaire automatic dryer's flowing heat system, which circulates more dry heat than even a sun-warmed breeze. It stopped. The exact moment its own brain knew this wash was just right dry. Fluffy dry and fresh. And look, the lint trap's right here on the door. Another reason why only the Frigidaire automatic dryer is so much fun to run. You'll feel like a queen with the latest in Frigidaire advanced appliances.
Frigidaire designed with you in mind.
Now I'd like you to meet another young fellow. His name is Frankie Romeo, and he's a dancer. And here he is with Bye Bye Blues. Frankie. Frankie Romeo, better known as Lover Boy. Frankie, what did you tell me you wanted to be when you grew up?
A Mountie.
A Mountie?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Well, Frankie says, and I think some of you Mountie boys out there would like to know this, that he'd like to be a Mountie because Mounties have a lot of spare time and they get to stay in their own hometown. Is that right, fellas? You know, that's not really true, Frankie. You got to do a lot of traveling. Maybe you don't get home. Thanks for being on our show, Frankie.
Okay.
Nice having you. And now, here is Max Quentin to remind you how to vote. Right, Max?
Thank you very much, George. Well, after you've seen the complete show tonight, we'd like you to write down the name of your favorite, the act that you like best. Put that name down on a postcard and send it to Talent Caravan, Box 2700, Terminal A, Toronto. Your votes will be computed by National Trust, one of Canada's oldest trust companies. When we receive their authentic tabulation, we will then notify the winner, who will be our guest next week in Quebec City. Choose your favorite tonight. Write that name down on a postcard and send it to Talent Caravan, Box 2700, Terminal A, Toronto. It must be postmarked, however, not later than midnight Saturday, February 27th. And now, back to your host, George Murray.
Thank you very much, Max. And now I'd like you to meet a pert little miss from right here in Sydney. Her name is Diane Stephens, and she sings Big Daddy. Diane?
You made me cry and walk the floor. If you think I'll crawl back for more, Big Daddy, that you're the only lover on this earth. Believe me, you're not half what you think you're worth. So if you're smart, my advice, find someone new and treat her nice. Big Daddy, you got lots to learn. Big Daddy, you got an awful lot to learn.
See, that wasn't so bad, was it? Diane Stephens. Diane, you're on your home grounds here, aren't you?
Oh, yes, it's my school.
Uh-huh. How do you like it here?
Oh, it's wonderful.
They treat you all right? Have you got your
Oh.
gang here tonight?
Yeah.
That's where
Most of them.
all the applause come from, eh? All those kids. Remember the last time we were talking? Again, when the show didn't get on the air, that
Yeah.
you and Sandy McDonald, one of our winners from last year, were going to get together and sing.
Yes,
Have you done it?
Yes, we did so. We sang on TV.
Did you?
Sang with-
Good. 2/3 of the McGuire sisters. Great. Nice having you on the show,
Thank you
dear.
very much.
We'll be back with our next contestant in just 60 seconds.
I'm an oven, the pull and clean oven, and only Frigidaire's got me. Look how easy I pull out. Mama's showing off her new 1960 Frigidaire electric range. I'm the star of the show. So easy to clean. Sponge me here and there. That's cleaning without slaving. Daughter needs me in a smaller size than this 40-inch range. And Frigidaire has me in the space-saving 30. Both sizes have easy clean control panels and infinite heat controls you turn to any temperature you want. And me, the pull and clean oven of Frigidaire only. Look at that lacework filigree. You'll feel like a queen with another of Frigidaire's advanced appliances. Advanced appliances.
Frigidaire designed with you in mind.
Now I'd like you to meet 5 young men who are known as the Charlie Doucette Swing Low Quintet. And here they are with their own original tune, Motivating. Motivate, Charlie.
quite sudden.
Charlie, who wrote that tune?
That's my own.
Your own tune?
Yes, sir.
Nice tune.
Oh, thank you very
Would
much.
you like to introduce your boys?
Yes, piano, Guy LeBlanc.
Guy LeBlanc.
On alto sax, Glennis Pennell.
Glennis.
On bass, Gordon LeDrew. And on drums, Ray McDonald.
And of course, this here is Charlie Doucette, who is the overseer of this group. And, you know, one other thing about Charlie, I just love to have him out here because Charlie, in his everyday job, is a cameraman with the CJCB. And I just love to get a cameraman on this side of the camera just once because they're the guys that smirk at us when we pull a boo-boo. So glad to have you with us, Charlie.
Right.
Thanks very much for being on the show. Now, a word to you folks out in British Columbia. We'll be out there. I think we're doing our first show on March the 24th with producer Drew Crossan. So if you wouldn't mind, would you get the golf courses all shined up because we expect to play a little bit of golf. They tell us you can't at this time of year. So we'll see you then. Now I'd like you to meet a young man. He's from Pembroke, Bermuda. His name is Ivan Burgess, and he sings Island in the Sun. Ivan?
This is my island in the sun, where my people have toiled since time begun. I may sail on many a sea, her shores will always be home to me. Oh, island in the sun, willed to me by my father's hand, all my days I will sing in praise of your forest waters, your shining sand. As morning breaks the heaven on high, I lift my heavy load to the sky. Sun comes down with a burning glow, mingles my sweat with the earth below. Oh, island in the sun, willed to me by my father's hand, all my days I will sing in praise of your forest waters, your shining sand. I see woman on bended knee, cutting cane for her family. I see man at the waterside, casting nets at the surging tide. Oh, island in the sun, willed to me by my father's hand, all my days I will sing in praise of your forest waters, your shining sand. I hope the day will never come that I can't awake to the sound of drum. Never let me miss carnival with calypso songs philosophical. Oh, island in the sun, willed to me by my father's hand, all my days I will sing in praise of your forest waters, your shining sand. All my days I will sing in praise of your forest waters, your shining sand.
Ivan Burgess. You know, this guy has a bit of a brain on account of he's written 2 books, 1 play, and how many songs have you written?
10, Mr. Murray.
10 songs. And you can be sure they're good. What school do you go to?
St. Francis Xavier University in Antigonish, Nova Scotia.
That's not in Cape Breton.
No, it isn't.
What are you doing here? How do you like that? A foreigner amongst us Cape Bretoners. What do you mean? Ivan, thank you very much for being on the show, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
And now, here is the winner of last week's show in Ottawa. From your votes all across the country, as tabulated by National Trust, you have chosen Homer James. Very good, Homer. Very good. Homer James. Homer, you did a wonderful job last week, and we're quite happy that you won.
Well, thank you very much. I certainly am very happy to be back, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of you wonderful people who took time out to write in and vote for me.
They all accept your thanks. And Homer, you know what we want you to do? Will you sing the song that brought you here, that wonderful hymn, How Great Thou Art?
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Homer James.
Oh, Lord, my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the world thy hands have made, I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder, thy power throughout the universe displayed. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. When Christ shall come with shout of acclamation and take me home, what joy shall fill my heart. Then I shall bow in humble adoration and there proclaim, my God, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great
Homer James. Now remember, do not vote for Homer because he's a winner and he'll appear on our semifinal show on March the 10th from Quebec City. But here to remind you how to vote for our first 5 acts is Max Quentin. Max.
Write the name of the artist that you like best on a postcard and send it to Talent Caravan, Box 2700, Terminal A, Toronto. It must be postmarked no later than Saturday midnight, February 27th. Now, here are the artists to vote for tonight. Bobby Rudderham, Frank Romeo, Diane Stephens, the Swing Low Quintet,
Ivan Burgess. Send your vote tonight or tomorrow for one of these artists. Mail it to Talent Caravan, Box 2700, Toronto. Well, I'll see you next week from Quebec City. Until then, this is George Murray saying good night and goodbye from the heart of Cape Breton, Sydney, Nova Scotia.
Talent Caravan has been brought to you by Frigidaire, advanced household appliances designed with you in mind. Frigidaire, built and backed by General Motors. Next week's program will be brought to you by the makers of Instant Jason Sanborn Coffee and Royal Instant Puddings.
Tabulation by National Trust. This has been a CBC mobile production from Sydney, Nova Scotia.